Okay, Jake, do you recall me saying that I was going to expose you?
I do.
It
You've brought it
is,
up several times since you said it on the pod.
yeah, yeah. I had to make sure I waited until this episode because you're not editing, so I can make sure it gets in. Um,
Fuck.
do you, do you, viewers, do you recall Jake being the canonically gay one of us two? I have visual proof of things that he has said through text message to, uh, confirm that he is the gayest simp of both of us.
What are those texts?
This quote from you, which I'll have on screen, the simplest thing I'll say is like, man, I'd still fuck Jenna Ortega if she had a cock.
Yeah, I stand by that. Reason is she's a woman. That is not gay.
But if she had a penis, would that not be gay? Is it not gay to like traps?
Is it gay to fuck your wife if with a strap on?
That's not a real penis.
Well, well, this is a hypothetical. She doesn't have a penis.
Anyways, you're still the canonically gay one between us two. Even though both of
I
us are straight, you're the canonically homosexual.
Canonical to the pod, I'm gay. Canonical to real life, I like women. But if I did in fact have sexual relations with Jenna Ortega, I would let her fuck me with a strap on because she's Jenna Ortega. Same
I mean,
with
I'm not
Haley
going to
Steinfeld.
disagree with that one. I
Same with Haley Steinfeld or Olivia Rodrigo. Any one of the three, I would let them do me with a strap on, and I that I'm not gonna go back on that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. I didn't know when you wanted to get into this. Last episode, you were talking about Tears of the Kingdom,
Yeah.
and I had said, "Oh, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna have to go get that."
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
And
I
then you did.
I got it. I've played it and played it and played it. I've
For
gotten.
like 70
Oh,
hours.
dude, we can't see my time yet because it's only been 10 days and the Switch is
Yeah.
cringe and won't tell me
Because
my hours
Nintendo's
yet.
thing is, yeah.
But I have completed what? The last time I checked, it was 126 shrines. I think I've done a few since then. I've gotten my 4 divine beasts finished. I know they're not divine beasts in this one. My 4 dungeons are complete. I don't want to
Yeah.
get into spoilery things. I know you haven't gotten very far, but as well for listeners, it's really cool.
I
It's so
we
good.
were
It's
we,
gonna win
we
Game of the
were
Year.
oh yeah, 100%. We were at the same point for the most part, like at last
Yeah,
weekend,
last
but
weekend
then
we
the
were
week
we kept
started.
exploring the same sections. Like we would talk about places like, "Oh
Hmm.
yeah, I was just there. Oh, you were just there. That's awesome." It
Hmm.
was great.
But then the week started and I work, 10-hour days every week, so I don't have time on weekdays other than, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which, you do have those
I
times.
had a lot of time this
So,
week. It was great.
I played somewhere around 40 something hours, I
Yeah, I
would
think the
guess,
Switch.
and
I think
you've
it said 40 because it was like
yeah.
40 or more instead of giving us like a
Hmm.
42 or something.
Yeah. Which I really wish that you could just look at your playtime for each individual game and it not say like, 40 hours or more or 70 hours or more. I wish it would give you an exact number.
Oh no,
Like
that'd be great.
it's annoying that it doesn't.
I think tomorrow I'll be able to see my hours. My prediction is like between 70 and 80.
Hmm. So what are some non-spoiler things that you want to talk about the game that you've experienced between the last episode and now?
Maybe not non-spoilery, but like really out of context. Ghosts, very useful.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I'm so glad that they added the scene where you get to like legit ride on Zelda for a while. It's pretty epic, honestly. It was really cool. I did that today. Uh, if you want to like understand, either go to the Deku tree or do all of the geoglyphs on the ground that are out and about in the world, and you'll understand what I'm talking about in that one. That one is really cool.
I hope it involves sex.
I will not confirm nor deny.
Okay. Because riding Zelda can be one of a few different things. A, sex. B, you turn into a wolf like you do in Twilight Prince. C, probably what actually happens in the game. D, something else that I haven't come up with.
What do you think happens? Do you have any predictions?
I think Zelda turns into a wolf and then you fuck her.
That is a guess that you have. I hope that you go to the geoglyphs and figure out whether you're right or wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
If you need, I could take 2 screenshots of my Zelda map in like maybe in a day or two once I have all the shrines complete, and you'll have all of the shrines
Yeah.
on there, and all the geoglyphs, they'll be around. You'll be able to see those.
Mm.
They're
So
really
the
easy
the
to go to.
geoglyphs is the geoglyphs, is that like the white like paint
Yeah,
on the
it's like
grass
that's
that you can
the
see from
paint
the
that's around. See, what you have to
Yeah,
do,
okay.
like if you've gone to the one with what is gosh, I forget her name. I was gonna say
That
Enyaba,
like the old
but
lady
that's
that rides
not
in the
it.
blimp.
Yeah, she old lady.
Yeah, I so
Enya, something like
I
that. I don't
went
know.
to one of them. I went to one of them with the old lady there, and we, went up in the blimp. And she had some dialogue and whatever, and
Hmm.
then like I couldn't figure out what the fuck she wanted to
What you
do.
have to
Like
do
next,
she says to do it from the sky. Look from the sky because it makes it easy to find. There's a bunch of teardrop shapes in the image, but there's one of the teardrop shapes that's like solid and not just an
whoa, whoa,
outline.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah,
teardrops.
dude, Tears of the
That's
Kingdom.
the name of the game.
Dude,
Tears of the
imagine how
Kingdom.
much more that name has to do with the game than you realize because you've not done the geoglyphs yet.
Tears of the Kingdom. Do you make Zelda shed tears by fucking her?
Well, she does cry.
Awesome. Okay.
Dude, it was really cool. Those cutscenes, because like what the geoglyphs are, you go, you find the the water in the tear, you know, the tear that's in the teardrop, and it just
The
plays a
Norse
cutscene. It
god of
plays like
war.
it plays a flashback. It's really cool. Like they're
Man,
very
I
much
didn't know
worth going to
Tyr
get.
was in this game. I didn't ever think that Zelda would have a crossover with God
Dude, I
of
mean,
War.
after
I'm so
you
glad
get
that
them,
Tyr is in this game.
like, because I mean, after you beat the game, which anyone who has seen 2 episodes ago, was it 2 episodes? Episode 6 was 2 episodes. This is episode 8, right? I have no idea. Um,
I think
anyway,
I have odd numbers, you have even numbers, so this
yeah,
would
this will
have
be 8
uh
because
I
the
think
literally the episode that was just uploaded was 6, the one 2 days ago or
okay, then
whatever.
yeah, this one will be 8.
Episode
Mhm.
6 has my entire playthrough of God of War, sped up to 10.73 times speed, except 2 crucial moments: when Brock passes away and when Brock walks just at his funeral. He gets up and walks around. It's pretty epic.
That entire God of War playthrough was sparked by me sending him a Reddit link of somebody figuring out how to revive Brock at the end of the game, and then he
Yeah.
just decided to play Ragnarok an entire playthrough again,
Yeah, because
just so that he could do that.
the video got taken off of Reddit, so I couldn't find it anymore. But
What?
I have the
Why?
video
Why
now.
did it get taken
I
off?
have
Did the
no
guy
clue.
just delete it, or
His account said it was deleted, but I don't know. It just wasn't
that's
there.
really weird? Damn.
But I have it. I have a video of me doing it. I experienced it. It was so fun. It made me so excited.
Yeah, because I know, like, I think if Brock didn't die, would you like Ragnarok more than God of War 2018? Because I know you said you prefer God of War 2018 because Ragnarok made you really sad, but if that didn't
God of
happen,
War
would you
Ragnarok
would
is a better game to play. It's so much more fun to play. Like, I think the combat is better than in God of War 2018. But
I
like,
mean, other than the spear, they're pretty
it just
identical.
feels better. I like the immolation stuff, or like I know it's different things. Immolation, permafrost, and whatever the one for the spear is. The like when you
Yeah,
melee people, it charges it up, and you can do L1 and
yeah.
triangle. Dude, that's what my build is on that playthrough. Because I've played the game multiple times. I played it on normal
Mhm.
difficulty, then on the hardest difficulty, and did almost every single thing on it. I did turn it to easy difficulty on the last two big major boss fights because I just was tired of
Gay.
playing. I was tired of playing and I wanted to finish it.
Gay. I platinumed it on the hardest difficulty that was not God of War and never switched it off of that.
Well, I was
Gay.
on the actual hardest difficulty. It was agonizing in parts. Dude, okay. God of War Ragnarok on its hardest difficulty. Hmm?
You played it on Give Me God of War?
Yeah, yeah, because my first playthrough was just on normal,
Okay,
and I sped through it. And then my second playthrough that was immediately
Oh.
after, I did it on like the hardest difficulty.
Okay.
I did legit everything except the Berserker King and Gná, the Valkyrie Queen.
Okay, I got you. The one and only playthrough that I've done on God of War was on the hardest one that wasn't Give Me God of War. I got you now. I was thinking the first time you played on Give Me God of War.
No,
I got you though.
it was
Okay.
significantly easier in God of War Ragnarok than it was God of War 2018 to do it on the hardest
Yeah.
difficulty. Like,
Same
insanely
with
easier.
yeah. So apparently, like I think we said the same thing with Jedi Survivor with Jedi Fallen Order that Survivor was easier. From what I've heard from like YouTube videos and whatever, apparently the hardest difficulty is much harder than Jedi Fallen Order was. Like the parry timing difference is like a lot more stark, and like the damage that the enemies do. Apparently it's a bigger difference. So, you know.
Oh, dude. We have experienced the PlayStation showcase recently.
But
What?
I have some stuff to talk about before we get to that.
Man,
All right.
I wanted to talk about Final Fantasy. It looks so cool.
That's gonna be the main topic, okay? We got plenty of time to talk about that.
Yeah,
First,
I did write some
before
stuff down. I should go find that.
we gotta hit all the stuff. We gotta hit the intro before we get to PlayStation Showcase because that is the main topic of this episode. That's what's gonna be on the title, right? All right. So there's a hole in my roof, Landon.
The hole in your roof?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
All right. So it's our chimney. So you know how some chimneys are just like a little piece of metal sticking out from the top of the roof,
Yeah.
but then other chimneys are like they have a whole fucking like box around it, like made out of like the siding or whatever, like the outside of the house is made out of. And it's like a box around it. Well, apparently, like that was too heavy for our roof, and it was like caving in a little bit, and there was a little leak in our living room. That's how we found it out. So my stepdad started to like take it down, but before he could, waterproof the top, it rained that night.
Ooh.
So we just had, yeah, it fucking sucked. Like water got all in the attic. There was water that, got onto the living room floor carpet and the hallway carpet going to my room.
That's fun.
And the carpet was just saturated. So we put a diffuser and a fan in the hallway, and that's why I wasn't sure when we were gonna record this weekend, because I didn't know if somebody was gonna be up there fixing it, or like the fan would be super fucking loud and would pick the mic would pick it up. But I helped him. We got like not shingles, but like the stuff to waterproof it up there, so water isn't leaking into the attic anymore. But we're getting there. Like we took down the entirety of like the box around the chimney, and we're just gonna put a shorter like piece of metal for the chimney up there so we can still use it. But like, damn, we figured out why the two random pieces of plywood up on the attic was there. It was to hide the leaks on the chimney that was there before we bought the house.
Wow.
Yeah, because they put like a bar there for like to hang stuff, to store stuff in the attic, to like make it seem like those pieces of plywood were up there for a reason. But really it was just to hide the leaks that were already on the house so it wouldn't bring down the value.
That's the way to do it. I guess it worked for them.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I mean, But it's not going to be a super hard fix. We talked to roof guys that could fix it. They say it would cost like $5,000 or something.
Yeah, it's insane how
But
expensive like lumber is.
mm, but all we had to fix it was to just take down that shit around the chimney, cut the chimney, put a little more like metal on there, like by a little chimney top, and put the waterproofing thing up there. And then we haven't put the shingles up, but they're coming. I would guess that doing it ourselves would cost like a few $100, whereas getting someone else would cost 5 fucking thousand, which is insane. There's not a leak anymore, but it was a whole experience because when I say the carpet was saturated, I mean like I had to either put on shoes or take off my socks to exit my room because my feet would just be soaking wet.
That'd be an
Like
experience.
like it was a whole like rain shower for an entire night that just went in like an open hole, like not anything in between the sky and the attic, just an open hole that just went directly from the roof and leaked onto the carpet.
Yeah,
It was very wet, almost as wet as
man, I was gonna say that. Not my mom, but your mom.
beat you, beat you to it, motherfucker. You can't say anything about getting your lightsaber and then coming back down and then forgetting it and then going back up and then coming back down and forgetting that you brought the battery and then going back up and then getting back down and then stabbing me. You can't say anything about that now.
You know what I can do though? I can cut
My
out.
mom.
I can do your mom, but I can cut out your joke, and then nobody will know what you said.
But you're not gonna.
Oh, you
You're not
think
gonna, are
that
you?
it's already
You,
happened? It's too late.
you little bitch. You're not gonna, are you?
No,
You,
it's
you little
literally just
bitch.
that one spot is going to be cut out. This
You
whole
little bitch.
conversation will be in here,
You...
but they won't know what you said. They'll only be able to guess what you said. It's already
They'll know.
gone. I mean,
You
I
little bitch.
know you.
They'll know. They'll know.
Maybe.
They'll know.
Oh, dude, have you seen anything about the Gollum game yet?
We'll get to that. It was at the PlayStation Showcase.
No, it wasn't. It's out now. It is released. It's
Well,
awful.
the okay. Well, we will get to it. I have some opinions. I have some things to
Do you
talk
have
about.
something to say about that game in particular?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what I saw about it.
Dude,
They
I found out what one of the other pre-order bonuses was. It was emotes. You get 4 emotes, and if you press one of your buttons, it'll do one of them randomly. You don't even get to pick which one. They're not good.
Mhm.
Dude, that game looks like it could be played on your phone. It's like a life
Yeah,
simulator at the beginning. Like, you'd
that's
literally
kind of
go and
whack.
do chores for this person.
So I said last episode that I've been working out. I have a little update. I now weigh 350 pounds. I can run a 2 440 and I can run a
Did you
5K
just
in
say?
under a
Did
minute.
you just say 350 pounds?
Yes, in all muscle. I'm fucking jacked.
350?
Yes. I ate a lot of chicken breast. Lots of protein, lots of amino acids, lots of I've been bulking up, lots of carbs for the runs. I'm 350. I can run a 2.440 and a 5K in under 1 minute. Um, but actually though, I lost about 5 pounds in 2 weeks, which which I'm kind of proud of. I mean, I know that's within the like natural weight fluctuation, but I know it's because I've been putting in effort, and it's mainly because I've pretty much cut out soda. Like I haven't drank any soda in a couple weeks.
That's a good habit. I wish I
Yeah.
could do that and not be sad because there's
Um,
soda in the house and I want to drink it because it tastes good.
yeah. But calories from beer don't count. So, Blue Moon, please sponsor us.
They're
It's
probably not
it's a
going to
wonderful
sponsor us.
it's a wonderful creamy finish with hints of coriander. Please sponsor us. It
Oh my god.
was kind of hard to bench today though because I fucking yoked my thumb at work. It got pinched on a guardrail from a scissor lift. There was so much blood at first, but I was able to not let anybody see it and just kind of clean it up in the bathroom, and it was fine because I'm antisocial. But my thumb hurts.
Yeah, it happens. My thumb hurts too, but that's because it like snapped because I got it stuck up my ass. Dude, okay,
Uh, that
I wrote down this
just
thing.
gonna just gonna
What?
breeze past that, huh? Just gonna breeze right past that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wrote down something
Yeah,
in
me neither. I don't remember.
dude, I legit have no clue what you're talking about. I'm just gonna keep going. In
Uh,
in our Discord that we have for our random shit that we are gonna talk about, I wrote
mhm.
down only personal social anxiety, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this
what the
if
fuck
you
does that mean?
yeah
I thought that had something to do with the exposing of me, but I don't know.
nope
I don't.
nope okay so if there is something that is an inconvenience to myself that I have to go to others to fix, it's not a big enough deal. It's not something that I want to bother others with to get it done.
Yeah.
But like if I was at a restaurant, it's like, oh, they didn't put pickles on this burger even though I asked for specifically extra pickles. But
Mhm.
like if it was someone else that was in that situation, one of my friends, and I was with them, I would be able to so easily go up to the counter and be like, "Hey, my friend has this problem. Do you think you could help me?"
1000% because you don't want to seem like pretentious. I know exactly what you mean. I have the same thing. Like, uh, man, there's this one dude at work. He just doesn't do shit. Like he just sits there on his phone. He's like 40, by the way. He's not like a teenager. He just sits on his phone the entire day and doesn't do shit and just lets everybody work instead of him. And like everybody hates him. And we had some work that we could be doing on Friday, like some extra overtime stuff. And this other guy who I knew he was exhausted from this week because it was a long week, but he was like, yeah, like I can work, but only if the only other option is this guy that doesn't do shit. And it was kind of the same thing. Like he was really selfless because he didn't want the other guy that was going to be there to have to do everything because of the one other guy that didn't do shit, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like he was standing up for somebody else instead of himself, you know? That's that's kind of the same thing, and I'm kind of the same way, only I didn't want to work today because I would rather record a podcast and drink Blue Moons than,
And play Tears of the
work.
Kingdom.
Exactly.
Dude, it is going to be so much easier for you to find things because I'm like your walking Wikipedia now.
Yeah.
Dude, I've fallen in love with this game. Like, I know I've said this, I think it was last episode, but like, Hi-Fi Rush was 100% my game of the year. Until I played Tears of the Kingdom for like an hour, and then it's like blown away by how phenomenal this game is. It is so fun to play. I love the shrines. I love just being able to find a solution in whatever way I can, because they just let you be so creative, and it just is so awesome. Oh, I love that
Mhm.
game so much.
I absolutely, because there's not like one set way to complete the
Yes,
shrines.
yes,
It's
I
like
love it,
they let you be creative and they reward you for it.
dude.
And
Like,
because it's like in any other game, if you do it other than the way the devs intended, you feel like you're cheesing it. But in this game, it's like you come up with whatever you want to do, and it's like it feels like it doesn't feel like you're cheesing because the way the devs intended was for you to be
yeah,
creative. I
dude.
love it.
The fire shrine. It is a bunch of like basically boxes that are connected with minecarts rails and stuff that you
Yeah.
can go across. But instead of going across any of those minecart rails, I just equipped my climbing gear and climbed upwards and made my way to the top of whatever pillars and just
Hmm.
glided around down to whatever I needed instead of having to figure out how to get to things properly. I would just go what I felt like was the back way. It was so good. It was
Yeah.
so easy. It was so fun, dude.
Hmm.
I've loved fighting the dungeon bosses. They were all really fun.
Yeah. Landon, do you want to know a Flash spoiler?
A Flash spoiler? Is the movie
From the
out?
movie Flash.
Is it out?
It okay, okay. It will be out in 3 weeks. This podcast will come out in 4 weeks. So it'll be out by the time the podcast comes out. I'm just not gonna talk about it if you don't want to know. Now, to preface it, it's not it has no impact on the story of the movie. It's just like a random like multiverse character from a popular actor, and it has nothing to do with the story.
Is it a character that we have seen before?
Yes, but by a different actor. We haven't seen that version of the character. It's a multiverse thing.
Do we have another Joker?
No, it's like it's kind of the equivalent to like if we had seen uh Tom Cruise as Iron Man in Doctor Strange 2. It's kind of like if we had seen that. That would be kind of what I would compare it to.
Okay.
Nicolas Cage as Superman.
That's amazing. That is
Yeah.
so
And
awesome. Because he's
and it's
wanted to
and it
be Superman for a while, has he not?
no, 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 no. There's a whole fucking thing about it. There's a okay, there's a lot of backstory to it. So, you know the '90s Batman movies with Michael Keaton, directed by Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Well, there was gonna be a Superman movie called Superman Returns, and Nick Cage was set to be Superman, and it was gonna be directed by Tim Burton as well. So it fell through whatever. There was like it was well into production before it got canceled. Like there was a lot of like suit testing and whatever. There was like 5 or 6 different suits that Nicolas Cage has pictures of him in. And John Schnepp, he was a movie pundit. He passed away a few years ago, but he was close friends with a YouTuber that I watch, John Campea. He just does movie news, like daily shows, like 2 hour daily movie news shows, which is really impressive. If you're into movie news, I would suggest him. He's professional. But he was close friends with him, and he made a documentary. John Schnepp did, called "The Death of Superman Returns," something like that. I can't remember if that was a full title or if there was something after that. But it's it's a really good documentary. It talks about, that 90s Nicolas Cage Superman movie that never happened, but now finally there is Nicolas Cage as Superman as a cameo in a movie. And I just know that if he was alive, he would find just so much joy in that. Like like John Campea talks about all the time, if he was alive to have seen Infinity War and Endgame, he would have absolutely loved it. But this, because he spent years of his life making that documentary and it's finally kind of come into fruition, if he was alive to see it would bring him so much joy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that there's so much like that there's so much story about this cameo, even though it is just a cameo. He shows up, says a line, and is never seen again in the movie. But the fact that it's something that has real substance to it outside of the movie itself is awesome. Apparently, the Flash movie is really good too, even though Ezra Miller is a piece of shit.
Yeah, Ezra Miller's cringe.
Yeah, I like. But
Dude,
what
what?
all did he do?
Yeah,
Like
they locked
he
some people
groomed
in a basement somewhere.
like he groomed a minor and like had a restraining order from his parents and then just
Slammed
ignored it
somebody
and
with
then
a chair.
yeah,
Choke slammed
yeah. And
somebody in
then
a gas station.
like there was like pictures and video of him like in a cabin with a bunch of I think minors, but it might not have been minors, and they had like guns and drugs and like he is a mentally insane person. If DC was real, he would be in the Arkham Asylum. Like, bro is insane. But this movie was filmed before any of that happened, and if you're gonna not see it because of Ezra Miller, know that there's like hundreds or thousands of people that worked on this movie. That it, and if it flopped, it would just be detracting from them putting in the great work in the movie instead of like you're not gonna prop up Ezra Miller. He's never gonna be Flash again. After the shit that he did, he is
Oh yeah,
fired. He's done.
dude, I was legit talking to my sister about this yesterday
Yeah.
because she was talking about various celebrities and she brought up Ezra Miller and all the stuff, and she was saying stuff about the Flash. And I was like, yeah, still gonna watch it probably because of the other couple thousand
Yeah.
people that'll make money from my ticket sale.
And on top of that, if we can figure out if we can hang out some weekend, I think the Flash and Across the Spider Verse come out within a couple of weeks of each other, so
Dude,
we can do
Across
a
the
double
Spider
feature
Verse
if
is
we
gonna be
wanted.
so good.
It is. It especially since I know now that Haley Steinfeld plays Gwen Stacy. I'm just gonna think about her cock in my ass the whole time she's on screen.
Do you have anything you want to talk about, or can we segue that into just talking about Spider-Man 2 for a minute?
Welcome to Internet Content with the Boys. I'm Jake, that's Landon, and this is Internet Content. If you've ever seen anything on the internet, that was us. Unless it was bad. We only make good stuff. With that being said,
Spider-Man 2.
the PlayStation showcase happened.
There's some good stuff
And
in there.
yeah, there was a Spider-Man trailer with Kraven the Hunter. There was also a 10-minute gameplay demo. Like not a demo, just like a 10-minute gameplay reveal.
Okay, it
Dude,
is
okay,
really
what
cool
what did
seeing
you
Peter in Venom suit just
Yeah.
beating people, and then he throws that civilian on the ground, and that was funny, dude. The swapping to Miles like instantly,
Mhm.
dude. Just like how you could like kind of teleport in Rift Apart, but this is from Manhattan to Queens, which being able to go to Queens means the map's gonna be a lot bigger. That's gonna be so cool.
Okay.
Dude, the
So
glider, the
here's
wingsuit stuff. Oh, that looks so
Dude, I
awesome.
saw that. That's gonna be fucking awesome. Okay, so the thing that I noticed about it, I wonder if you're only gonna be able to swap from Peter to Miles during like story stuff, or if
That's
you're gonna be
what
able to
I
swap.
figure. Unless it's like something while you're in the open world, you can do it. Like go to your menu and swap.
I either it's gonna be in the menu or you have to go to a place on the map. I think it might be somewhat akin to Batman and Catwoman in Arkham City. How you can swap between them, but you have to go to a certain point on the map to do so. But I hope you can just do it from a menu because that would be awesome.
It could be like GTA does it. You just hold down a button long enough and you'll
Mm,
swap to him. Because,
yeah, that would be cool.
dude, it just does the exact, camera going up into the clouds like it
Yeah.
does.
And and if it's like that, you would have multiple people to pick from, and at that point, they could make a fucking Spider-Verse game. You can play as Spider-Man Noir, you can play as Spider-Gwen, you could play as fucking Spider-Ham. That would be
Dude,
awesome.
instead of picking Spider-Man suits, you just have different Spider-Men that all function relatively the same, but they all have their power to them.
You see, I kind of want it to be like if it's a whole Spider-Verse game instead of just Peter and Miles, I would want the different Spider-Man to function very differently from each
No,
other.
no, that would be awesome. Dude,
Yeah.
the gadgets. When it went into the Miles segment, he put out little zip lines that he could walk across,
hmm
like from wall to wall.
And
And then he
the
connected
Miles
another zip line to his original zip line, making it like a T zip line, which is really
mhm.
cool. And
The Miles segment had a lot of like stealth stuff in it, and the Peter segment had more of like action. I wonder if it's going to be balanced, or we're going to like mainly play as Miles for the stealth since he
I
has the
hope so.
invisibility power.
I really hope so because I know the invisibility would
Hmm.
be it comes in handy a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, one of the
Yeah.
gadgets that Miles used, it's like he threw down this little grenade thing, but it just popped webs out towards everyone around it. It was like three dudes and
Hmm.
it pulled them together. And then he did a rest in peace Lance Reddick. He did the Titan super where he like shoots himself like a missile using electricity and just like explodes them.
Hmm.
Dude, that was so cool.
Hmm. The Venom powers. And you said this to me, but both Peter and Miles have Venom powers in this game.
Okay,
They're just a little bit different.
one thing I wanted to point out that I thought um the in Spider-Man 1 when their gameplay trailer was like in the first one of the first two boss fights. It was when you're going through like it was really early on in the game. So if
Hmm.
this gameplay reveal was really early on in the game, that means we get the symbiote really early on in the game,
Oh yeah.
which I
I'm
was hoping
expecting
for
the
that.
symbiote suit comes in like pretty much in the intro. Because what I'm thinking that the symbiote suit is going to have a lot of different gameplay aspects that's different from regular suit Spider-Man. Like, you know how Miles has his Venom powers?
Yeah,
I think that Peter is going to have,
his Venom
alien
powers.
symbiote Venom powers. Yeah, I think that they're going to work similarly to Miles's with L1 or whatever. And to kind of balance it out, because if Miles was the only one that had extra powers on top of the gadgets, it would kind of be a little OP, and you would only want to play as Miles. But I think with the Venom suit, I think that he's going to be wearing it the vast majority of the game.
Oh, I
Like
hope
I think
he
the
keeps
like
it the whole game.
I think like at the very end cutscene he might take it off or whatever. Okay, here's my two predictions for the game. One is much more likely than the other. The one that I think like actually will happen is that you're gonna be playing as Miles, and the final boss fight will be Miles versus Peter in the Venom suit when he's fully corrupted or whatever. And like it's gonna be like fucking awesome because you're gonna like have to take off the suit off of Peter, and it's gonna be Miles's like breaking out moment. Like, yeah, I am Spider fucking man. Like, I took down Peter when he was at his strongest moment. That he's never been more powerful than this, and I was able to defeat him. I am Spider Man. I'm on the same level. Like I'm not the sidekick anymore.
Hmm.
And then like Miles Morales 2 will be a full size game. It won't be like a $40 release. It'll be a full game, just like the Spider-Man games are, because he is Spider-Man
Well,
now. He's not any type of
I
sidekick.
I don't think they would make another Miles Morales specific game unless it was a shorter thing because he is probably going to be such a big part of Spider-Man 2. So it's like you're paying for two separate $35 games, one being a Spider-Man game, one being a Miles Morales game. They're just in one bundle.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna kind of, because of the Wolverine game that's coming out.
Oh, dude, it's going to be
I
so
think they're
good.
gonna try to separate them. Like there's like I don't think Miles Morales is gonna be much of a big factor in Spider-Man 3. You know what I mean? Like I think there's gonna be Spider-Man 2, Wolverine, then Miles Morales 2, and then probably Spider-Man 3 with not too much Miles in it, and then probably like a different game, like an Iron Man game or like a Hulk game or something.
Oh, dude, Final Fantasy 16 looks cool as fuck. Oh my god. I was
Yeah.
thinking at first that I'm just gonna like wait a day or two after it comes out, watch YouTube videos to see if I actually want to play it. But I'm probably just going to pre-order it. I am so
Hmm.
excited. It looks so good. You seemingly get to play as one of the 13 deities in like an arena fighting each other, which looks so cool. Like being it because it looked like the that you were playing as Ifrit in one of the scenes, which is the fire one. He just be big. and on fire. Like they all have their elements kind of. There's the Leviathan that's got watery stuff. There's the Colossus that's just normal. I think it was the Colossus that was shown in it. It looked really cool. I loved how spiky his face was compared to Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks very pretty because it's only going to be on PS5 at least for a while. I think it'll be on PC later on, but it just
Hmm.
looks good. Ooh.
So is Final Fantasy like a PlayStation exclusive?
No, they
Like,
just hate Xbox. That's all it is. Like
yeah,
there's just
okay.
not they just don't release games on Xbox. But they have them on Switch a lot of the time and as well as PC. Cuz like a lot of the Final Fantasy games are on Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense because of anime. Um, I wouldn't think it would be on Switch. I would think it would be too
Well,
much of a
this one won't be on Switch, but like other I guess it's like Square Enix games. They just
okay.
hate Xbox most of the time.
I mean, because PlayStation owns Square Enix.
Yeah, that's probably a thing.
Yeah. Just like PlayStation owns Naughty Dog, they
Hmm.
own Square Enix. So, like, it's a PlayStation property.
But Square Enix games still go on other stuff. Like the gosh. Just Cause games. They're on Xbox, are they not? The Tomb Raider games, I wanna say they're Square Enix. I think that's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I think different, like, IPs inside of Square Enix, they have different, licensing agreements with PlayStation. But I know that some are only PlayStation exclusives, but then some of them are licensed out to Xbox, to Steam, whatever it is. But whatever the case, it just be like that sometimes.
Yeah, they're just not on Xbox. No Final Fantasy for
Yeah.
Xbox players, it's sad.
Mhm. Um, before we go to the next thing, I forgot to say something else, Spider-Man. I said I had two predictions. One was that Miles was gonna fight Peter for the final boss fight. My second prediction is that Peter is gonna fuck Black Cat, and it's gonna be a whole thing with Mary Jane. Like, I don't know if Mary Jane is gonna find out, but Peter, like, once he's out of the Venom suit, or maybe even when he's in it, is gonna feel a lot of guilt because he's, Mary Jane is his girlfriend, but he just fucked Black Cat because of what happens in the Black Cat DLC in the first Spider-Man. I think it's gonna be a whole thing. It's gonna be like a love triangle, but Peter is gonna be really guilty about like liking Black Cat because Mary Jane is there. I think there's gonna be a whole dynamic there if Black Cat is involved in this game at all. I think like that's gonna be a big story beat.
Yeah, I didn't play the DLCs, so I don't really have much to add to that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the pretty much the only thing that happens is Black Cat is like Peter's hanging upside down from his web, and Black Cat is standing there, and then she kisses him, and Peter is like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck?" And then that's kind of it. But like, I think something's gonna happen. Maybe they don't fuck, but something's gonna happen. Okay, so did you watch both of the Destiny 2 videos that PlayStation put out, or just the new season trailer?
I don't know if it was the new season trailer, but I watched the one where it was Ikora saying stuff like, "Oh, you should have seen what all we've done. We've killed gods. We've became buddies with those bad guys from before."
Okay,
And then Cade 6 is there. It's like, yeah, I don't know where the heck we are, but maybe we'll go have new adventures.
that was the season trailer. Okay, so we'll talk about that next because this first one doesn't have as much substance to it, but there was a trailer for PlayStation crossover items, and I'm assuming this
Ooh.
is exclusive to PlayStation. There is going to be like they look dope as fuck. There's Ghost of Tsushima armor, and I think there was a Horizon Zero Dawn mount, and there's a melee weapon. The Blades of Chaos are gonna be in the game.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch this one right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that Ghost of Tsushima armor looks so good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And the Blades of Chaos looks awesome too.
the Titans have Kratos armor. I would imagine that's Warlock, that is the Ghost of Tsushima stuff, and Hunters are Horizon.
Dude, I know I'm not into Destiny 2 very much, but like whenever something new comes out about Destiny 2 and you're really excited about it,
Bro,
like
there was a
I
okay, I gotta interrupt because I'm watching the video. There's an emote of this person receiving a gold bolt, like from Ratchet and Clank.
mm,
That's so cool.
that's awesome. I didn't realize that in the thing. But whenever you get excited about Destiny 2, I get excited for you. Cause like I know how much you fucking like
Yeah,
how
dude, the
many hours
Blades of
into
Chaos
Destiny 2 do you
finisher.
have?
Okay, Destiny 2 is, I think, my third most played game of all time. I've got almost 2,000 hours.
Behind what? Minecraft and Stardew?
No, Minecraft and, well, it'd be
Skyrim.
Skyrim, then Minecraft, because I've played
Yeah.
lots of Skyrim.
Yeah.
Minecraft's definitely the most played. Okay.
And then after Destiny, would it be Stardew? Probably.
Ooh, I don't know what it would be after that. Honestly, it might be Stardew or Overwatch 2 of all things, just because I played it so
Ooh,
much in
yeah.
the past. Like on my PlayStation,
hmm
that's like number 4. But I know I've
hmm
played Stardew on other things that aren't the PlayStation a good bit.
Yeah, with
So
your
my Switch and
friends
playing it
from
on PC
Wisconsin.
for however long. Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
I've played so much. I've played 419 hours of Overwatch. I need
Dude,
after I
we
get
we
one
we
more,
can.
I'll never play it again.
Did you see the thing I sent to Comtopia about how that guy looks like a mix between Grainoff and fucking a
E
Curtis Connor? Isn't that so accurate?
kinda.
It's more accurate to Grainoff. He looks a lot like him.
Okay, dude, the season trailer for Destiny 2, that was pretty awesome. I
It's
haven't
it's
played
it's,
it in a
it's, it's
while.
a different is a different guy voicing Cade
No,
6?
that's the original Cade. Oh, okay, it's the second official original Cade 6 voice actor because originally it was going to be Peter Dinklage. That's what it was in the original gameplay trailer for Destiny 1. It was Peter Dinklage. But then it became. No, that's completely wrong. That's the ghost. The ghost in OG Destiny 1 gameplay trailer was Peter Dinklage. And then he got changed with Nolan North. Nolan North is who voiced Cade 6 in the Forsaken DLC because of something to do with payment.
Reggie. Yeah. Oh, okay. So
Nolan
so
North is not
someone
Reggie.
else.
That's
Then who's your?
it's gosh, something Thompson, I think. Ah, gosh.
So okay. So
Travis
someone
Thompson.
else.
Yeah, no.
So what you're
The
saying is
person
someone else voiced Cade 6 other than Lance Reddick?
no. No, Nathan Fillion is Cade 6. Lance Reddick is Zavala, the blue guy. The Titan. Nathan Fillion is
I
Cade 6.
So for whatever reason, my autistic brain fucking correlates Nolan North and Nathan Fillion for literally no
Well,
reason.
Nathan Fillion was Cade 6 until the Forsaken DLC, which is what you've played a good bit of when you played Destiny with me. That was
Yeah.
Nolan North. He voiced him in that DLC.
Also, I think maybe the reason I correlate the two is because Nolan North voiced Nathan Drake in the Uncharted games, but Nathan Fillion was Nathan Drake in that like live action like short that's on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. That was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I,
Dude,
I,
Nathan
I think
Fillion's
that's
so
the
cool.
reason I. Yeah, he is. He's so many fucking characters.
Dude,
Nathan
I
Fillion.
know.
I mean, Nolan North. I
Nolan
mean,
North, he's been so many people.
so you haven't seen Guardians 3, right?
No, I have not.
It's really good. Nathan Fillion is in it. He's like
That's hot.
more than a cameo, but like not much more. It might be my favorite Guardians movie. It might. I think it might be over 1 and 2. Maybe not over 1, but the stuff with Rocket is really good.
Does
Chris
Rocket
Pratt
die?
says "fuck" in it.
Does Rocket die?
No, well, that's a spoiler, but no, he does
Because
not.
what I think happens is he like dies, but flashback moments, he comes back to life because of he can't be dead. You know.
That is literally what happens. He he's like in a coma for most of the movie, and most of the rocket stuff is from flashbacks. And PETA actually fucking, like, I think it was a tweet. They said like they commended Guardians of the Galaxy for like depicting animal cruelty and like kind of insinuating that it was a horrible thing, which the villain in the movie, he was like trying to create the perfect society, and he was running experiments on animals and whatever to try to like make the perfect being with no flaws and whatever, and he modeled it after Earth but was trying to correct the flaws from it. And one of the beings that he was experimenting on was Rocket. And Rocket, like, he thought independently and had individual thoughts, and kind of he came up with the solution for one of the problems with some of the test experiments that he was running on. And by the way, in one scene, he mutated a turtle, and it looked just like a fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but it died. And everybody on the theater, like, even in my theater, in the fucking small town that I was in, was like, hey, yo, is that Michelangelo?
That's
So I can
awesome.
only imagine, yeah, I could only imagine, like, what that reaction would be in, like, LA or Atlanta or something, in, like, a big theater, when, like, a TMNT silhouette pops up in a James Gunn movie. Like, you just know there's gonna be a Ninja Turtle that pops up, but he dies. Anyway, Rocket kind of finds the solution to that problem, and like they go to that quote unquote perfect society at the end and find out that it's not perfect, and the bad guy is still like trying to find Rocket and like extract whatever from his brain that makes him think independently and have his own thoughts and whatever. That's probably the most spoiler I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go much deeper into it, but it's really good. It's I think the MCU is really gonna suffer without James Gunn, because James Gunn didn't only work on the Guardians movies. He worked on Infinity War, obviously, because the Guardians were a big part of it. He worked on Endgame, and he worked on, like, I think he helped Taika with Thor Ragnarok. And, like, DC is gonna be better than Marvel when
Oh,
when
dude, it's
James
gonna be
Gunn's movie
so good.
starts. Yeah, like I'm more excited for the future of DC than I am for the future of Marvel. Like,
I
James
agree.
Gunn's Superman movie that they're starting the reboot with is going to be phenomenal. Nobody even knows who Superman is going to be. Nobody knows anything about it. I just know that it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Because, like, I think his second favorite comic book movie ever is the 78 Superman. And if that's any indication, he's going to make Superman like a beacon of hope, instead of, making him like super realistic like a god would be in real life. And that's coming from somebody who likes Man of Steel, who likes Batman v Superman. It's gonna be much different. It's gonna be a lot better than the current DC universe. Anyway, we we kind of started talking about movies for like 10 minutes there. We can go back to the PlayStation Showcase. You
Yeah,
mentioned
dude.
Gollum at the beginning. What do you have to say about Gollum?
Dude, it looks like garbage.
It
It's
does.
so bad. I know
Okay,
you
so
said
at
you
the
had seen
PlayStation
stuff.
Showcase,
Yeah.
they had like a 4 or 5 minute like video about the devs talking about the level design. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Okay, so one of the quotes in that was, quote, "We didn't make a design and then put Gollum on it," unquote. Which is so hilarious because that's exactly what they did. It looks generic as hell. Like, the gameplay looks like any other third person stealth action game I've ever seen in my fucking life. They just made it like in the mines of Moria, and they made it like in the Lord of the Rings universe and created the maps, which the maps look awesome. I'm not gonna lie. But the gameplay looks so generic. The animations for Gollum jumping and running around look so stiff.
Dude, it's so
It looks
weird.
like
It's so
shit. It
bad.
looks so bad. I would not even pay $10 for this game. The
No.
only way I would ever play it is if you bought it, or if it was on
Dude,
it was on something free. Like if I got Game
if
Pass or
you
something.
bought that game, I still would not play it. Dude, you would
I
not
I
play it
I
either
would
if I
play it.
purchased it. No, you would not.
I would play it if you bought it just out of like morbid curiousness, just like if you bought that Evolution game. That's
Which evolution game are you talking about?
the one where you're the monkey and you're running around and you evolve
Are you talking
or
about
whatever.
the Ubisoft one?
Yeah.
Jake, I've owned that for more than 2 years.
Okay, well then that confirms that I wouldn't play the Gollum game.
Okay, dude, have you played
I didn't
any?
know you bought that. I
Yeah,
didn't.
no, dude, I bought it a while ago. It's bad. Have you
Yeah, I
played any
figured.
of Ghost Runner? I know it was free on PlayStation Plus at one point.
I played Ghost Runner. I played it for a few minutes, realized that I was just really, 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 really bad at
Oh,
it.
dude, I
Like
was
I
bad
was
at it too.
fucking
I
I,
got through
I,
a
I
couple
died in
levels.
I died in the tutorial at least 20 times and then I just closed it and uninstalled it. I don't want to play that game. It is I'm
The release
it's
trailer for the second one came out, and it looks really cool. That whole motorcycle stuff riding on the walls looked awesome.
hmm.
I don't think that was
I
gameplay, but still.
I did not see anything about that. Was it
Yeah.
at the PlayStation Showcase?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to play it unless it's free, and then I'll try it again, like I tried the
Yeah.
first one. But it looked really cool. I don't
Um,
remember what it was called, but it was in the PlayStation Showcase.
if you want to, we can just go down my list because I have them written down, and
It's the
it's
one that ends
probably
with a
on here.
zero. It's like
Oh,
something something zero.
Phantom Blade Zero.
Yeah, dude. Okay, Phantom Blade
You
Zero.
what you said about it is it's Devil May Cry, but it looks like Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, it looks so fun to play. I doubt it's gonna
Yeah,
be that great.
the combat makes like it makes me want to come. The combat looks so like fluid and fast paced and just really awesome.
It looks like it's gonna be very goofy, like Final
Dude,
Fantasy type
bro,
of silliness.
Broski had the Nemean Cestus. Did you see that?
No. I mean, I might have seen it, but I
Y-
didn't think anything about it.
you know the Nemean Cestus from God of War 3
Oh yeah,
that
that dude with
that
the big
Hercules
arm.
had?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the like it's like the little gauntlets on your hand that looks like a lion, you know?
Yeah.
The dude had that in the trailer, like an enemy that you were fighting. Looks so cool. And the premise of the story that you only have 66 days to live, that's a really interesting premise. I am kind of interested in the story just off that itself.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I want to play that
Yeah,
one.
no, I it looks very aesthetically pleasing whether it's good or not, which I feel like it's gonna be good just based off of the gameplay that we saw.
Uh, one of the other games that really stood out to me was The Plucky Squire. It's like part
Okay,
of it
I didn't
reminded
have that
me
one written down.
it reminded me of Mario Odyssey in the way that you have the 2D segments and the 3D segments. It's a platformer type thing. I've heard
Oh, I
someone
think
say it's kind of like
yeah.
Zelda games, like, older ones. But it's
Hmm.
got 2D segments, and you pop out of your storybook and you're in the 3D world. It looks
Hmm.
really cool.
Yeah, yeah. I think I watched that trailer. I don't think I wrote it down for whatever reason. I think it just didn't stick out to me really.
One that you mentioned to me was it wasn't Fairview, it was Fair
Fair Games.
Games, that heist
Yeah,
stuff.
okay. Fair Games and the S at the end is a dollar sign. Yeah, it's an online like PvP slash PvE. It's like it's a heist game where like it's PvP, but you're going against uh AI, and you're trying to rob a bank, or not a bank, but like doing heists on whatever various things on whatever various maps, and it's just your team versus another team to see who can pull off the heist.
It sounds like it'd be
It
really fun.
It does. I know that we are not necessarily like the biggest like PvP guys. Like other than Overwatch, neither of us have a shit ton of hours in any PvP games. Like for me, probably the most
Battlefront
hours I have in
2.
any primarily PvP game, yeah, it's Battlefront 2, and I have like 700 in it. Like I don't even have 1,000 hours in any PvP game,
I was
you
into
know?
For Honor for a little while, but like it's been a long time since I've played a very PvP centered game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Destiny would be the closest thing, but I did not like doing the Crucible. I was not good at it.
Yeah, and even in Destiny, like yeah, it's PvP, but most of the stuff you do it even in there is PvE,
Yeah,
other
that's
than
that's
like
what I
Crucible or
enjoyed doing.
Strike or yeah, yeah.
Strikes are PvE. You're working with two other teammates against mobs. Crucible's the
Yeah, but
only
you are
PvE
against
stuff.
another team. Like when someone like raids or whatever it's called, like you can shoot another, like it's kind of PvE. I mean, kind of PvP, but not really.
Well, yeah. Could we segue this? This is a horrible segue because of how this has flowed.
It's
Um,
fine. Paul Blart Mall Cop.
n- Another heist game that you might not have realized was a heist game. Teardown is coming to PS5.
Dude, yeah, that
I have
yeah, I
Teardown
had
on
that written
PC,
down.
so like you could
Oh,
play
you
it.
do?
Yeah, I have it. It's fun enough. I didn't
Awesome.
finish it or anything.
You see, I didn't want to play it. Is it not multiplayer?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Shit. I don't it seems like one of those games I don't think I would really play it unless it was multiplayer. 'Cause like it's mainly for like the satisfaction of destroying things, which I feel like would be much more fun with a second player with you. Another one I had written down was Marathon. Do you know anything about Marathon?
Marathon is a Bungie property that from the
Yes.
90s,
Yes.
but they're making
Mm-hmm.
it again, and that's super
Yeah,
cool.
they're rebooting it. From
It's not
the
going to
stuff I
be
saw from
like
it,
the old Marathon because like the old
no.
Marathon was the inspiration for Halo, and that's still single playery
Hmm.
stuff. This seems to
It's gonna
be
be like
a
an.
lot more like
It's go-
Destiny. It's just I think it's going to be all PvP based.
so from what I saw, it's not gonna be a looter shooter. It's gonna be an extraction shooter, which I don't know exactly what that means because I don't have a lot of experience with anything, you know, uh, tagged as an extraction shooter. But from what I've seen from it, it looks really cool. The games from the 90s look visually pretty similar to like the old Doom games.
A lot of people compare the Doom games to the Quake games, but I would imagine just because of when all of those things were coming out around that time, like they were the big popular things. That's why they were so similar. That's why they've
Yeah,
stuck
and
around because they worked.
mm, any shooters from the 90s look pretty much the same if they're going for like a realistic art style. Like they all look pretty much the same. Like the fucking the the Star Wars game, the Clone Commandos game, it looks similar to that too, just a little more modern because it was from the early 2000s. But another one, did you watch the Ultros trailer?
The what trailer?
Ultros, Ultros.
I mean I might have seen it. It's not ringing any bells.
It's like a 2D platformer. It's like really like artistic and colorful. Like the foreground is black, but then the background is like really colorful.
Is that the
It
one
looks
that
like it.
looked like Hollow Knight?
Yes, yeah.
I skipped that
It
one.
it it looks like the gameplay looks similar to how Hollow Knight plays, you know?
Hmm.
It like I don't think that I would like pay much money for it just because I didn't get into Hollow Knight, and Hollow Knight is like a very like you know, like very, very popular, highly reviewed game, and I didn't get into it very much.
I tried to play it.
But,
I just wasn't very good at it.
it seems as though I've received a gift on Steam from my good old buddy Landon. It says, Penis Boy, this is what we're gonna play. Buckle up, Penis Man. Crab Champions.
It's a roguelike.
I saw what is that YouTuber that does Risk of Rain?
Oh, Wooly or
Yeah,
R&D Thursdays?
I saw Wooly. I saw
Okay.
Wooly talking about Crab Champions. He did an interview with the devs.
Oh, that's cool. It's
Yeah,
really hard. Like I cannot
yeah,
get
just
anywhere
like your
on normal
mom.
difficulty. Like I can only it's
Hmm.
on the easy difficulty, I feel like I'm way stronger than I need to be. But on normal difficulty,
Mhm.
I can't even get past like the third island.
Yeah, I would go ahead and download Crab Champions, but like I don't want the Discord to cut out because I'm trying to download something at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't think it's that
But
big of a game.
mm.
Oh, I have to download it too.
The next game that I wanted to talk about, I know that you didn't watch it at first, but I think you watched it after I told you about it. Synapse, the PSVR 2
Yeah,
game.
no, I did not purposely watch it after you sent it to me. I was watching Skill Up's This Week in Gaming because I normally watch that each week. It's just gaming news. But since PlayStation Showcase happened, he was talking about that stuff, and it looked really cool. Like that's a game that would be a little bit of a reason that I would get a PSVR. Because like I already have a
Yeah.
PS5. I say PSVR. The PSVR 2 because obviously that's what it's going to be on. I have a PSVR.
You already have the PSVR and an Oculus.
Yeah. So like I probably will get a PSVR 2, but I'm not going to spend more than I spent on my PS5 to get it. It's too
Yeah,
expensive
it's
right now.
fucking insane. Like how much is it right now?
550, but
God
it's
damn.
like an amazing VR headset. Like
Mhm.
top of
You
the
know,
line.
I saw Linus Tech. Yeah, I saw Linus Tech Tips video about it.
Dude,
It's
their channel's so good.
yeah. I know you watch it a lot more than I do, but I've
Not
seen.
often, but like now, but I have in the past.
I mean, I've seen a single digit amount of videos from them
I've
total, but
probably seen
every video
a
I have
triple
seen is
digit.
pretty good.
Like I've probably seen 200 videos of theirs.
That is probably the main reason why you are more able to see the difference between 30 and 60 FPS than I am.
No, I think you're just a little slow sometimes. No, if you saw it side by side, you'd be able to tell the difference. It's so noticeable.
I've seen side-by-side videos of 30 and 60 FPS, and it just looks like it's just mirrored. It's
Okay.
just the same thing.
It depends on what you're watching it on. If you see
YouTube. I know the
YouTube.
YouTube compression makes it a little fucky, but
if you were to see a screen, like if we went and the next time we have our PlayStations next to each other, we'll open a game that has a performance mode or whatever if we have something downloaded. So you just see like us walking in the same spot, just seeing how much smoother that twice as much frames is.
yeah.
It's not the end of the world if a game runs at 30, but like 60's nice.
You know what? We can probably do that with Spider-Man 2.
I don't think that game's going to run at 30. I think it's going to be 60 or 60 with ray tracing.
You don't think it's gonna have a performance and whatever mode?
No, I think it's going to run at its performance mode at 60. Its performance mode will be 60 FPS, no ray tracing, and its graphics mode will be 60 FPS or ray tracing. Because
That would be hot as shit.
it's Insomniac. They always blow us out of the water.
Yeah, I love getting blowed by Insomniac.
Insomniac makes bangers, and they've made bangers all throughout history.
You know, one thing I am kind of disappointed about the showcase, there was nothing from Sucker Punch, I don't think.
Now, there wasn't a whole lot
There
of
was-
big things. Like, I'd say the
Mhm.
biggest thing was probably Final Fantasy.
The biggest thing by far was Spider-Man 2.
No, I didn't even think about that being in it, because it was at the end. It was its own spectacular showing.
And also, another big thing was Assassin's Creed Mirage. as far as
Okay,
AAA money making capability
that
games.
game is not going to be a massive open world like Odyssey or Origins or Valhalla. It's going to
Which
be really story based. It's going to be so good.
which I think, like, I didn't even play Odyssey because Origins I enjoyed when I did play it because it was a change of pace from the old Assassin's Creed games.
They're too
But
long.
it made me have no interest in playing Odyssey.
I don't blame you.
But
Odyssey was more fun to play than Origins. It had a worse story though.
like if Odyssey never happened, I mean, blah, blah, if Origins never happened and Odyssey was the first one that had that kind of different gameplay, then it probably would have been good. I probably would have played it more. But here's the thing. Yeah, here's what I wrote down for Assassin's Creed Mirage. Okay, so it instead of instead of the hidden blade cutting off your ring finger, it just like is your ring finger now? What the fuck is that about?
Oh, dude, I didn't even notice that. I was a little caught
The
up on
blade,
the.
like it was just your hand, but instead of your ring finger, it was just a blade coming out of your fucking hand. What the
That's
hell is that about?
really weird.
Like you just had all your fingers closed except for your ring finger, which is your blade, and you just stabbed a person with your ring finger. It's so weird.
Are you sure
Like,
that wasn't just the blade coming
no,
out from right under the
no.
knuckle?
It it showed you stealth stabbing multiple people and from different angles, and it straight up it was your ring finger that you stabbed them with.
Because
It just was a blade coming out of your hand.
I have a screenshot of some like a bit of that because I wanted to. This is not a good screenshot for it. Just because it looked cool that he attacked like 3 people in one move, like in Ghost of Tsushima.
Kind of like that Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, dude, that seems so
yeah.
useful. Like that is such a powerful thing
Which
to have.
Which that's what made me think. I also wrote this down. Did it look like to you like they were trying to go back to more of the old Assassin's Creed
That's
style
100% what they're doing. It's not
with more of a
super open
priority
world.
on the stealth?
It's going to
And
be a
it
very
has
linear story. It's going to be a lot more like Assassin's Creed 2, which is a good one. Dude, I hope this one's good.
And yeah, and instead of a big open world, it has like mainly just a city, you know.
Which I don't think they need to have huge game. I
don't either.
I hope
That is
that
not
this
what
one
Assassin's
sells
Creed should
really
be.
well, and they change their mind and they don't stop with Assassin's Creed Infinity being the live service Assassin's Creed game for the rest of time.
God.
And that they just like
Suck.
they can have that, sure, I'm not going to play it, but if they have the single player ones that are, you know, like the old games, very story based like that, that'd be great. Much more linear and a lot less open. Okay, so there was one PSVR title that we haven't mentioned yet that I wanted to talk about. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. Dude, so I got the Help Wanted on my PSVR and it was terrible for the most part because of my room. It was just the way the camera had to be set up. It didn't work very good. But I got it on my Quest 2 and it's so much better because like I can reach farther and like, you know, actually play the game. It's really fun. It is so terrifying. I'm so bad at it. Oh my gosh, it is terrifying. The animatronics are huge compared to you when you're in VR. They're like feet taller than you.
Like Risk of Rain. Like that VR
Oh,
mod.
dude, the VR Risk of Rain mod was so fun.
So, I've never played a Five Nights at Freddy's game. I've seen a lot of like YouTube videos and gameplay of it. I've just never played one. Like I'm not big into horror games or horror movies because either A, it doesn't scare me, so what the fuck is the point? Or B, it does scare me, and why the fuck would you want to be scared? Yeah, you know, like, so I'm not really big into that, but
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. I get why people would not want to play horror games. Horror games are terrifying. Who wants to be scared? Sometimes it's fun. But
other than like Phasmophobia was fun.
Dude, Phasmophobia
because
was
it
so
was
fun.
more
Because we were playing with each other.
It was more like it was more like adrenaline
We could
than
play
like
that
horror.
later as well. We could play a round of
I
that.
would also have to download that, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
That would be
Remember
really
when we
fun.
played it?
We played
Remember
it
when we
with
played it
Trey.
with we played it with my too. I mean, we'll have to censor both of those, but whatever.
Nah,
We played
I'm
it
I'm
with.
not gonna censor Trey's name. Trey is just gonna be a name mentioned on this podcast regularly.
I
This
mean,
is the
this
one
is what,
name.
the third time that we've mentioned Trey,
Jake, this
dude.
is episode 7. That's almost a 50% of the episodes that Trey has been mentioned. I mentioned him
Okay,
earlier in this episode. No, that was in our earlier conversations because we were talking about
okay.
Tears of the
Do
Kingdom.
we the how does Trey have like a decent mic? Because we could definitely get him on the pod
I don't
if he had.
know how much free time he has. He works very regularly.
Okay, I mean, like, I produce this pod and I work 40 hours a week. I'm sure he can sneak in a couple
Yeah.
hours at some point. It's gonna be hard trying to get other people here because we have like what, including Trey, like what, 3 people that we want to have sometime? Because him and Jaylee and at some point, but we would have to figure out the logistics around it.
Yeah, it would just be kind of hard to get any of the people that we want to be on because of
Hmm.
distance being a thing. Everyone's so far away, and then
And also mic quality.
yeah,
Yeah,
because like
because
just
like we would have
whatever
to
gaming
record
headset they
through.
have.
Yeah, we would most likely have to like record through Discord for somebody else, and it would just be a whole technical fiasco. But if we could figure out some time where we could travel and we had time off, then maybe. But
Jaylee would be
yeah,
the most entertaining of the 3 people to
yeah.
have on an episode.
Hmm.
She's got some stories built up from being a 911 dispatcher.
Yeah,
It's crazy what
that.
happens in the town of Barnesville.
Hmm. That would be probably the main topic of that video. Like we would have whatever else we wanted to talk about, then we would have the main topic, and that would be we would have to come up with like questions to ask her
Oh yeah,
before we went on. But yeah,
yeah,
the
that'd
kind of
be a
like
good one.
interview style. But yeah, what other games would you want to talk about? Didn't you say you had a couple PSVR 2 games you wanted to
Well,
say
the
something
the
about?
PSVR 2 game I wanted to talk about was Five Nights at Freddy's. Um, I am
Mm.
excited to see what they do with this one because in Help Wanted they have just Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 4 just on it and extra missions that are like
That's
specific new VR things that you have to like turn
that's
around
really
for.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
really
I'm really
cool.
excited to see what they do with the second one because I can't imagine they're just gonna like they'll probably have the other Five Nights at Freddy's games that aren't on the first one, but like what are the extra VR exclusive stuff they're gonna have on it? Like that's what I enjoyed the most was the
Yeah.
ventilation shaft stuff and the mini games that they added.
He's gone up the ventilation shaft.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them. See, there's 2 of them. 2 Five Nights at Freddy's VR games, 2 PlayStation audio devices because they're releasing PlayStation earbuds that can
Beautiful
connect to
fucking
your.
segue, my guy. Beautiful
You
segue.
ruined it. The PlayStation earbuds that can connect to your PlayStation as well as your phone or PC, which is awesome. There are also
And the case is really
the
cool. Did you
case
see
does
the
look really cool.
case?
There is also
Yeah.
2 analog sticks on the new PlayStation Switch.
Which I
It's not a PlayStation Switch. I'll explain to you what exactly it is. It is for remote play only.
mm,
It's not something that you put a device into. It is just a screen with a PS5 controller attached to it.
which
You
on the last
can't
episode we talked about
all the LCD
how
screens
much
being purchased.
how much we don't like the future of gaming possibly coming to mostly streaming. I fucking hate that idea. I don't want that.
See,
There's
it's
there's
not
there's
even good
streaming
streaming.
games, there's streaming games, there's downloading games, and there's discs games. Streaming games is the far like that's That's too much for me. For anybody to be able to play a game, they have to have like 100 megabyte per second internet. Most people can't have that unless they're living in a big city, like even or in the middle of a moderately sized city, like that would just make gaming inaccessible for so many people. For anybody to buy that handheld game, they have to be living in like a metropolitan area. Nobody in a rural area of the United States will be able to get any use out of this handheld device.
So what I'm hoping is that it connects to the PlayStation, not just straight up through remote play like how other stuff does, but more so like how the PS Vita would do, how it'd be a better connection to it a little bit. But like more so how the Wii U does, how they're like really in sync. Since you
Okay.
can't take it off of the same Wi-Fi that the PlayStation's on. It's got to be near the PlayStation. It's not like you can take your controller that has a screen on it to a friend's house and play your PlayStation from it. It is
Oh,
literally
okay. I didn't know
just
that.
it's just the Wii U's the Sony's Wii U. That's all it is. It's Sony's Wii U.
Then what the fuck is the point of that? Like, if you're at your house, why would you not just go to your room and play on your PlayStation instead of going to the living room and playing on your handheld
Not
device?
everybody has a TV that they can play on all the time, so like some people would get a lot of use out of it. We have just been lucky our whole lives and have had access to our own TV.
I literally have two TVs and a computer screen in my room at all times.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, that thing it looks so dumb. I don't want to buy it. But like if it's not too expensive, like $100, maybe if I'm really feeling it. A controller's $70. A controller with a screen on it that can connect to your PlayStation's got to be a bit more expensive.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't think I would use it.
Because on the thing it said that it had the full capabilities of a DualSense controller. So it has like all the haptic feedback and everything, but it also has a screen. Like I feel like that would have like 20 seconds of battery life before it would die. You know
Oh,
what I
dude, I
mean?
didn't even think
Like
about that.
yeah.
Okay, well, it doesn't have to have all the processing stuff like a Switch has, since it's just trying to connect to something else. So I would hope that the battery is kind of chunky in it.
Yeah.
Then again, the Switch still lasts for like 8 hours and it's running the game. It's not connecting to something producing a screen.
Yeah. Like I whenever I like am on a car ride or a plane ride or whatever, when I'm on the Switch and I know I'm gonna be there for a long amount of time, I'll play a game that doesn't have a lot of processing power, like
Stardew Valley.
Stardew or
Oh
something.
my god.
Yeah, but if I'm somewhere where I can plug it up, I'll play like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom or something that is
Dude,
more
when
alive.
I have a game to play on the Switch that I'm enjoying, the Switch is by far the best console that I've ever owned until I don't have a game that I really want to play on it. Just because I love the Switch Pro controller. I know I've said this in the past. It is my favorite controller. It feels so good in my hands. But just
Yeah.
being able to have the Switch on the TV, oh, I'm going to go into the room with my parents and talk to them for a little while, and then I bring the Switch with me and play Tears of the Kingdom and just don't have to stop. Oh my god.
hmm
I think I'm just addicted to Tears of the Kingdom. I'm gonna go through
it's
withdrawals
such a
when I
good game.
finish. Like, I'm gonna be so sad when I'm done with my last shrine.
You see, Zelda is one of those that I really don't want to play on Joy-Cons because you have to aim the
It's
bow. I
really
really
bad
want the
with
Pro Controller to
Joy-Cons.
play it.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't like to fight people if I don't have to. I've definitely gotten a lot better at it. I was really bad at it in Breath of the Wild. But,
Because when
like,
you said you played Breath of the Wild, you pretty much only used Joy-Cons, so that makes a
oh no,
lot
I
of sense
played
to me.
Breath of the Wild, like, the first time I played it with my Pro Controller on a screen, I had beaten the game.
Yeah.
Because I just played it
Like,
at school when I had free time.
yeah. Yeah. That which is just crazy to me because it's like
It's really
I
hard to
don't think
aim, but I used motion
hmm
controls because I was playing in handheld mode.
which fucking
Dude,
sucks.
motion
I
controls,
hated that.
I don't like it. It's not great,
No,
but it
no.
worked.
The only motion controls that I've ever liked in any game ever are A, any Wii game, because
Fling
obviously.
Smash.
B, Infamous Second Son, where you get to rattle the spray paint can with your
Okay,
with your
that is
controller.
awesome. That is awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, we've beaten that game so many times.
I have Risk of Rain on the Switch. Risk of Rain, which for the Switch version, it comes with Risk of Rain 1. Risk of Rain 1 is a perfect Switch game because it's like,
Stardew Valley is
more of
the
a.
perfect Switch game.
Okay, yeah. Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, and Risk of
No.
Rain 1.
Stardew Valley is the best Switch game. It is the
I said
best Switch game. It's the game
I
that
said
is the best for the Switch. No, it's not
I
Stardew
said
Valley
Stardew
and
Valley.
and no. Stardew
Listen,
Valley is
no.
the place to play
I
Stardew
said that
Valley is
in
on the
order.
Switch.
I said that in order. Stardew Valley number 1, a big gap, and then Animal Crossing, and then Risk of Rain 1 are all great Switch games. But Risk of Rain 2, you pretty much got to play with the Pro controller. It's pretty bad with Joy-Cons, not gonna
Oh
lie.
no, I can't even imagine how terrible that would be. Also, your order is still wrong. Best Switch games go Stardew Valley, then Jump Rope Challenge, and then something else.
Jump Rope Challenge in Mario Odyssey.
I don't care what the third one is. Jump Rope Challenge, easily second best Switch game of all time.
Wait. Jump Rope Challenge is a separate game?
It's a whole game, yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? I thought you were talking about
Not in
the
Odyssey, no.
challenge, the
Jump
challenge
Rope
in
Challenge, the
Mario
game.
Odyssey where you do the jump rope in like
No,
in the big
no,
city.
the game Jump Rope Challenge. I don't think you
What
can get
the
it anymore.
fuck?
I don't think you can get it anymore. But yeah, you just do jump
Dude,
ropes. That's
I
it.
thought you were talking about the mini game in Mario Odyssey in
No.
the in
Lost
dude,
media, my
okay.
friend. Look it up. It's not there. It's not on the Nintendo Switch store anymore. I could download it.
Okay. What about Tetris?
Okay, Tetris 99.
I know you love you some Tetris.
I do love me some Tetris. I was so very excited when I had the perfect $10 sitting around to buy the extra game modes in Tetris 99, because Tetris 99 is free, but you can buy like the season pass, which is just like purchasing regular Tetris. You have regular Tetris, you have Tetris 99 that's like against AI. You can do it in like a 2-player battle mode where you're just playing Tetris 99 along with another person, or you can do like up to 8 players on a like against each other. Instead of Tetris 99, it's just Tetris 8.
8?
Yeah, because you could do 8-player split screen.
Oh, I thought you were saying
Well,
like
maybe
there
not
were
8 players, but
seven
you could
other
probably do
Tetrises.
8 players across a number of different switches.
Okay. Want to get back to the PlayStation Showcase? I
Yeah,
have
what do you got on your
about-
list still?
All right. Did you watch the trailer for Revenant Hill?
Did you say Revenant Hill?
Yes.
Not Resident Evil? What?
No, Revenant Hill. I don't give a fuck about Revenant Evil. Resident Evil. I already told you I don't care about horror games.
Yeah. It looks good.
I didn't even watch Resident Evil. I don't care.
Oh, a VR game that I forgot about. Arizona Sunshine 2 looks super cool. That was like one of the big shooters in VR at the start of it when it started getting big. But like Arizona Sunshine 2 looks so pretty.
Dude, yeah, no, I watched that trailer and it was like I wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Like
in Arizona Sunshine, I'm pretty sure you're just standing in one spot and the zombies are coming towards you. And that's where you fight them. You just shoot them with whatever you got. I don't know how this one's going to work, but it just like looks really good. Sorry for the abrupt change in topic. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. I say change in topic. We're still talking about the same thing, but just like that that thought process that we had is just gone now, so we can't
Mm.
continue it.
So were you talking about that PSVR game?
Arizona Sunshine 2. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
it just looks really good. If I get a PSVR, I might get it. I don't know. The whole thing, just buying a PSVR itself is a big ask because like I'm not going to use that thing for that long.
Because the only reason you would buy a PSVR 2 is to play the PSVR 2 exclusive games because you
Yeah,
already own an Oculus 2,
like
which
I
I
I want
would
to play Beat
assume
Saber.
is more comfortable.
I want to play Beat Saber. That's my VR game of choice. I love playing Beat Saber. I
Which,
already
okay,
have it
okay.
on the Quest 2. I don't need another VR headset to play it because this does it really
Yeah,
well.
and which it's better on the Quest 2 anyway, because you can download mods, you
Oh
can have
yeah, no,
custom
dude, I have all
songs.
kinds of modded songs. It's so great. I
Like
love it.
in the PlayStation Showcase, they had like I think it was Queen. They added some Queen songs, and like I'm sure that's already on some mods on PC. So why the fuck would you
Well,
even need to get
the
it?
officially mapped songs tend to be really
Ugh.
well mapped. Like just where the notes are placed, they're placed in comfortable spots, so you're not doing
Well,
crazy bad
obviously,
movements. So like it's probably a lot higher quality. But
but
yeah,
either way,
dude,
like,
I just want to play Hades music and Doom stuff. I'm good.
mhm.
That's not
And
gonna
the
be on.
entirety of Shrek.
I do have all of Shrek 2. And the wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man bit from Family Guy. I have that on there as well.
Speaking of Shrek, when I was a child, I had a Game Boy cartridge that was just Shrek 1, the full movie, and also Shark Tales, the full
I
movie,
have
on one
I
cartridge.
have Shark Tales the full movie unopened. It's
Unopened? Oh,
yeah,
on
it's
DVD.
yeah.
Okay.
It's the full
I
movie.
really wish I still had that Game Boy cartridge because that was dope as hell.
I used to play this game called Shrek Super Smash. As you may guess from the name, it's Super Smash Brothers but with Shrek characters.
Pug.
It was actually an amazing game. I played it
Pug.
on an original Xbox that
I
I did
think
not
I
own.
had it was either Shrek 2 or Shrek the Third on either Game Boy or DS.
I
If it was on
I
Game
played Shrek
Boy,
the Third on DS for a little bit.
if it was on Game Boy, then it was stolen at the Mexican restaurant in Barnesville, Georgia. Fuck that restaurant.
It
They
was
stole
Griffin.
my
It
Game
was in
Boy.
Griffin, Georgia,
Yeah,
not Barnesville.
it was in mhm. And it was in the shopping center that Walmart is in. So if you happen to be there, don't go to that Mexican restaurant. Fuck them. They stole my fucking Game Boy Advanced when I was like 9 or something. They just took it from a 9-year-old child. What did I get from that? I
Don't leave
I
your
got a
Game Boy
DS.
on the table at a restaurant.
I was 9, Landon.
Okay, I left my DS with Mario and Luigi Partners in Time that had a finished save on it. Not a game that I finished myself, but it had a completed save, and I left that DS in a shopping cart at a Target, and we went in like 30 seconds later, and it was gone.
Dude, the same fucking thing happened at that Mexican restaurant. We walked out. I said, "Oh, I forgot my Game Boy." We came back in. The people, all the waiters, the manager even said that the like nobody found the Game Boy. Somebody just fucking cleaned that table, took the Game Boy, put it in their pocket, and gave it to their bitch ass son or whatever.
It could have been
Like
a
they just
customer, but
took it.
that's not as fun of a story to believe.
They just fucking took it, and we never went back to that Mexican
It
restaurant.
wasn't all that fantastic. There are better places close by.
I had Rampage on that Game Boy. I was playing Rampage when it got stolen, and I had a case in it with all my fucking games. Oh my god. I had so many games. The only games that I retained from that was Super Mario 64, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, Star Wars: The Clone Wars for the DS, several, like one or two other games. That was it. That's the only other games that I have from that.
Speaking of other games, do you have other games that you would like to talk about from the PlayStation Showcase?
I did mention Revenant Hill, and we never got to it. Now, Revenant Hill seems like one of those games that I would probably buy for like $5 on Steam on sale at some point. Like, I would not pay full price for it, even if full price is like $25. But it it looks like it's a side scroller adventure type thing where you play as a cat, and
Oh, that one.
yeah, I absolutely love that kind of art style, like whenever I see it.
There were a lot of cat games. Wasn't there Cat Quest 2 or something like that?
I If there was, I didn't see it, but it looked really cool. Like as far as obviously the art style, which I already said I love, but it's kind of like a, remember that game Inside?
Yeah.
It was like it's like a side scroller adventure, and it had like a story that progressed without any dialogue. It was just through gameplay and subtle nuances in the background of said gameplay. It kind of looks like it'll be similar to that, only it's in a real, like a really unique art style, and you play as a cat.
Um,
Like it,
Another game that I thought of that was in the showcase that has a very good, unique art style. Did you ever play Abzu or Journey?
dude, I know what game you're talking about. Sword of the Sea.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I've played
Mm-hmm.
Journey. I watched Markiplier play Abzu forever ago, but this
Mm-hmm.
looks really cool. It's like, oh,
Which
you
is
got moving
it's
deserts?
another
Just
like,
kidding, oceans.
yeah, it's another like announcement trailer, kind of like the last one we talked about, Revenant Hill. It's kind of like that, as far as it didn't show much in the trailer. It's like it wasn't a gameplay trailer. It was just like
Oh no, for the
announcing.
Sword in the Sea one, that is what the gameplay is going to be. That's the whole game right there. It's just going
Well,
through the terrain. That's all
yeah,
those
but
games are. They're just very
either way,
beautiful.
it was categorized as an announcement trailer. So it's kind of like just showing what the game's gonna be, and like saying, "Hey, this game is gonna come out," and not really saying a whole lot about the gameplay or the story.
Ah, dude.
But that being said, I fucking love the art style in it. Like, it looks very aesthetically pleasing. And you surf on a sword. Hey, dude,
It does look pretty
it
epic.
looks awesome. Yeah, like it seems kind of like what was that? What was that little indie game that I played for a while that I kind of survival, the Flame in the Flood, I think it was called.
I'm
Uh
not entirely sure of the name, but I know what game you're talking about.
yeah, I played it for a while and then kind of fell off of it because it was just kind of like inventory management simulator, and there wasn't much skill put into the game other than that. But I need to see more of it to be really bought into it, because it seems like, oh yeah, you're surfing on the sea, but that's just kind of the in between the levels. Then once you get into the levels, I want to see what it looks like at that point.
Have you
You get what
played
I'm saying?
have you played Abzu or Journey?
I have not.
I
I've
have
seen a
both of
lot of
them on
stuff from
PlayStation.
Abzu, but I haven't ever played it.
I have both of them on PlayStation. If you want
Yeah.
to know what that game is going to be like, play both of those and just think both of those combined because it's going to have deserts and oceans. Because Journey was deserty, Abzu is very wet. This is just going to be those
Yeah. Just
together.
like,
You know, I think I'm just going to cut out every your mom joke that you say in this episode.
you can't cut it out because it is an official part of the Internet Content with the Boys lore at
Well,
this
at least
point.
for this episode, it's going to be cut out every single time. Any times that you say the words your and mom in succession will be cut out.
Penis, penis, penis.
See, that'll just be you saying penis, penis, penis. It doesn't matter that you split it in between the two.
Okay. So, so just because I've said twice in the episode, does that mean every time I've said the word it's gonna be cut out?
Might as well, unless I miss them. I'm probably not gonna do that much. That seems a little excessive.
Anyway, unless you have more, we got three more games to talk
No,
about.
what you got? I said all mine.
This one I'm not quite sure about. The Towers of Agaspa. Agaspa. The Towers of Agaspa.
Okay, I saw part of the trailer in the skill up video. It looked really cool.
Yeah, it seems like more more interesting than cool or fun.
Yeah, okay,
Does that
because
make sense?
it's like a survival game.
Yeah, so like the graphics look very cool, like the
Yeah,
art
it's very
style is
beautiful.
very yeah. And there's like city building aspects and also like exploration. Like
If it is
there was like
multiplayer,
a
we'll probably
swimming.
play it.
Oh yeah. Like there's a swimming like an underwater
Dude,
segment
you've
in the
got the
trailer, but
Breath
there's
of the
also
Wild
like
glider.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. There's also a glider and you like land on top of these flying creatures and whatever. But I'm interested to see more about it to like kind of see what to make of it because I from that trailer I it's hard to see what type of game it's really gonna
It's a
be.
survival game, 100%. I cannot imagine it's any other type of thing. Or like
But I mean,
more maybe
there's the
closer
city
to
building and
maybe closer to Animal Crossing. Like you're building a town and stuff, surviving out there on your islands. Everything seems very vertical. Are they sky
if
islands?
if you're gonna make a a comparison to Animal Crossing, I would say that it's like an Animal Crossing slash Breath of the Wild type thing,
Yeah, yeah.
which those are two
Yeah, it
vastly
seems very
different
ambitious.
types
I
of
hope it's not
games.
bad.
And and because of the difference in like kind of gameplay styles they're going for, I wonder like what is it going to kind of settle in? Like what the kind of in between space of genres that are going for? Like what kind of in between space is it gonna lie in between? And will that in between
Just the
space
whole
be
entire
enjoyable?
game takes place next to Sindri's house in the space between spaces, the realm between realms.
Yeah. Like I it does seem very ambitious, but at the same time it seems like do you know if it was AAA or it was more of an indie
I think
title
it's an indie
or
title, which is like
which like
that seems like a
for that
bad take, like a bad thing for a game that big because indie groups tend to be smaller. That seems like a huge game to make. I understand
mhm,
that they can very much do it. I really hope they do, and I hope it's great.
mhm,
It looks really good. Like visually it's
which
beautiful,
mhm,
but we will
which
see.
with a game that has that type of ambition like it seems to have I am worried about the budget that they had to work with because with a game that seems like as in depth as the trailer made it seem like it's going to be, I wonder like how dense can they make the gameplay experience? Like is it just going to be you're exploring the world and it's just things to look at or is it just going to be you're exploring and everywhere you look, every corner you turn, you're going to find things to interact with, things that have substance, things that you can upgrade, things that you can interact with like Breath of the Wild or
Probably
like Tears of the
not.
Kingdom.
I would think probably not to the same extent as Breath of
But
the Wild.
if
But
it's
like I
at that
hope
point,
so. That'd be awesome. If it does accomplish that, it's going to be a great game.
but if it's at that point, if it's going to be that in depth of a game, then it's going to be a smaller map, which that's kind of what I hope for. Like exploration seems like it's going to be a big part in that game, but in a game that centers around exploration, you kind of want a big map, which kind of conflicts with the fact that if it's a big map because of the budget, it can't be that dense. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like I'm really interested to see more trailers in it, more, gameplay stuff, more interviews with the devs. Like that's a game that I'm going to be following more so than the other ones because it looks like it's going to be either hit or miss. It's not going to be anywhere in the middle.
I just hope it's fun to play. Whether it's big, open, and empty, or small and condensed, if it's fun to play, it's good enough for me. Uh, how many
Yeah,
games
I
do you have
agree.
left to talk about on your list?
I have two
Two.
more.
Okay,
Now,
I didn't remember if we got through two of them or just one
mm,
of them. Because I thought of one
okay,
more,
now
but I'll save it for a little bit, just because it
okay.
seems very silly.
Now After Us. Uh Despite the title, it is not the sequel to Among Us.
It's actually the sequel
uh,
to The Last of Us.
it's a cool looking little game. It's another one that I'd probably buy for like $5 or $10 on sale on Steam or something. There was a ghost weenie dog that intrigued me because Myrtle is also half weenie dog.
You
Uh,
gotta send me another
but
picture of her so I can put it up right then when you said her
yeah,
name.
got you. I got you, my guy. You know how in It Takes Two, like the characters are dolls, and it seemed like the world is so huge and your character is so small?
Yeah.
Like in After Us, it kind of seemed like you were a little fairy type person, and it seemed like the world is so big and vast, but you're just a small character and you're traversing it. It seemed more like, whimsical and magical and kind of like, I don't know what's the word? Like abstract and like less of a story experience where you particularly know what the fuck is going on, and more so like you're just traversing the world and going through these linear levels and finding bits and pieces of things about the world, and you're discovering what's going on as you play. And that kind of intrigues me, but at the same time, it's like I said with the other ones, it's an announcement trailer. You don't really see much of what is going on. But in this one, it did have a little bit of gameplay in it, and it's not very, groundbreaking, but it does seem like it would be worth your time. Maybe not quite worth your money at launch price, though.
Hmm. Yeah, I looked at some images like 10 seconds ago of it. Um, do you fight people? It looked a lot
I can't
very
tell.
just like you
I
walk
didn't
around and look at things.
I didn't see any combat in the trailer, but there might be. I I don't know.
Cuz so like it'll be kind of like how Inside is just not, 2D, just kind of traversing through the world like
Yeah.
uh like Absu and Journey.
Yeah, like it seems kind of intriguing. I personally just wouldn't pay full price for it. Because it seems like it's not one of those games that you put a bunch of hours into. It seems like one of those games that you play for, 5, 10, maybe 15 hours. I don't know how big it's going to be. And then put it down and don't really think of it again, until you see like a video about it on YouTube and you watch it, and then, someone talks about it and you realize, oh yeah, there's things about that game that I didn't appreciate while I was playing. It's
Yeah.
kind of one of those things. Like it's very it's like a movie that's kind of, it wins Oscars, but you don't know quite why, and you got to kind of watch reviews to see the little nuances in it as to why you should appreciate it as much as you should. It seems like kind of one of those things.
Not really. Then again, I guess I don't watch many reviews on things that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah. Like a lot of movies I watch reviews of before I even watch it in the first place because I want to I don't want to just waste 2 hours of my time on a boring ass movie.
See, I just don't watch movies.
Well, it'd be like that. I feel like if I didn't watch John Cambia, which, we talked about earlier in the episode, I feel like if I didn't watch him, I wouldn't watch half the movies I do. I just, like I see what he thinks of movies and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I feel like that would really resonate with me, as a person because of kind of the themes of the movie, you know."
Is this the part where you shout out Edge of 17 and the Fallout?
Edge of 17 with Haley Steinfeld and The Fallout with Jenna Ortega, and also the fucking the Perks of Being a Wallflower with Logan Lerman, who is like acting as, I think he's autistic or something. I really like those movies, but just the fact that the Perks of Being a Wallflower is in there is proof that that I'm not just being a simp, and then I
And why
genuinely
did it take
just think they're
you
good movies.
so many thes to get to the name? It was like a 10-second gap in between the first two movie names, which you always just have like ready to shoot. And then 10 seconds later, and the Perks of a Wallflower follow, but there was like the just all the way to you say, Jake, you're a simp.
Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to tell you, Landon?
Jake, I don't care. It's because you've been drinking. You're a simp.
Listen, listen, listen. It is because The Perks of Being a Wallflower has Ezra Miller as a main character, and he's gay in that movie, and he makes out with Logan Lerman in one scene, and that makes me not want to remember it. But the rest of the movie is phenomenal.
Does he lock him in a basement and hit him with a chair after chokeslamming him?
No. Ezra Miller makes out with Logan Lerman in a moment of weakness, and Logan Lerman autistically is like, "Hey, yo, what the fuck? I didn't like that." And then Ezra Miller was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gay." And then he just kind of stops. And then that's just kind of the end of it. But the fact that Ezra Miller is in the movie just kind of turns me off of it. But other than that, it's a really good movie. Also, Emma Watson is in the movie, and Emma Watson is also hot. Just Emma Watson is not one of the three people that I halfway simp for. Therefore, it doesn't count.
So I know you mentioned Revenant 2 stuff, and I would like to save that for the last thing we talk about. I do have one more game that I thought of that I wanted to mention. The game is released by Square Enix. It was near the beginning of the showcase. Foam Stars.
Yeah.
They're just making Splatoon for PlayStation.
Dude, that's awesome. I didn't watch that trailer. What is it?
No,
it's
not awesome. If I wanted to play Splatoon, I would just play Splatoon. It's like It's like okay, so Splatoon came out how long ago? And people loved it when, the people who played it loved it. I knew a group of people who played it very heavily.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I have no clue.
Splatoon 2 came out. I played through some of the campaign one day at school because he let me borrow his copy. It's just another hero shooter that has bubbles instead of paint. You get to surf around on them. It's a game that's coming out. I think they're a little late to the party of the covering the map in colors to get your team to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Remnant 2, okay, I haven't seen I think I haven't seen the trailer that you were talking about. I saw an announcement trailer a while ago. Dude, Remnant 2 is going to be so good. I'm excited.
Dude, okay, so it wasn't necessarily a trailer for the game. It was an announcement for a new, class that's going to be in the game. So it's like an archetype.
Like how there was how when you started the game, you had the, like the heavy class, but those didn't matter.
Well, in Revenant 2, you're gonna have abilities, specific, class-specific abilities.
That seems kind of lame.
Well, okay, the new archetype breakdown is a melee / mid-range type character, and one of his abilities is he does a shockwave that stuns every enemy within a certain area around him. So, like, from what I've seen, the abilities that you have that are class specific seem pretty OP and seem like they would very much mix well within the type of
But
kind of player archetype that each
but
class
what about having
needs to
all
go
of the
for.
abilities on any character?
You can probably still do
I
that,
hope
but
so.
like, well, okay, all of the stats as far as like, the RPG mechanics as far as like, your melee attack, your range damage, your defense, all of that you can probably have. But as far as the abilities, I think are gonna be class specific.
I guess that'll give like a man, honestly, no. I was gonna say I'll give a bit more variation, but like even when we played, we
It
didn't use
will.
the same abilities.
No, but it's something that wasn't in the first game. Like the abilities in the first game are completely different from the type like it's a new thing. It's like a class specific ability. It's like a power that you have that's not connected
So
to
you're telling me
any
we
type
have
of
Destiny 2 supers now?
pretty much.
Hmm.
At least that's what the showcase showed me. It's what the archetype breakdown said. Like you have your player stomps on the ground and it stuns every character around you for a certain amount of time. And I think each class has like a class specific ability that is specific to that class.
I hope they're good. Like I
I do too.
watching trailers for the game, like gameplay trailers of it, it looks very pretty.
I mean, it looks like Revenant 1 only new. Like it looks like a sequel to a game that already exists.
Okay,
You
you
know?
said
Like
Revenant. Have we been calling it Revenant the whole times? This because it's Remnant.
what I didn't catch the difference in those two words
Okay,
that you said. What was that?
Revenant with like V in it, and then Remnant, Remnant.
Oh shit, yeah. I think it was because the fact that there was the other one that
Bro,
we're
you can
talking
have a
about,
dog.
Revenant Hill.
You can have a dog. Oh, dude, you can have a
You
dog.
could
You can pet the
you
dog.
could
Oh my god, you can
you
have a
could
dog and
have
you
a
can pet the
dog
dog.
in you could
Remnant
have a
2
dog
is
in the
going to be
first one,
so
could
much
you
better
not?
than Remnant 1. It's not the same.
Could you not have a dog in the first one?
I don't remember having a dog. Man, I platinumed the game. I don't remember having a dog follow me around and heal me from death.
Okay.
Dude, this
Yeah.
dog can revive you. Dude, this dog is awesome. I want to name him
Good
Ferdinand.
boy. What a fucking good boy.
Oh man, dude, I really enjoyed Remnant from the Ashes. I platinumed it, I'm pretty sure. Dude, it was fun. I
Yeah,
need to buy the
I think you
DLCs
did.
one
I
day.
I don't think I did because I didn't get enough serotonin from going through
Dude,
the
I
monotonous
collected every
quests.
weapon, every perk, every armor because I think some of it you needed stuff like that for the for achievements, but like I had almost everything by the time I was done with the achievement ones, so I just went and got the last few things.
Yeah, I don't think I platinumed it because I didn't really enjoy kind of the Metroidvania style backtracking that you had to do to get all the shit. But yeah, it was fun to play. The amount that I played it.
Ugh. Well, I guess that's all the games we have to talk about.
Well, now it is time for your 1 minute of sports content featuring Jake. My University of Georgia Bulldogs have landed not just the number one quarterback in the 2024 recruiting class, but the number one player in the class. Dylan Raiola, according to his recruiting analysis, is a generational player, one that can define an entire program for years. What does that mean for the national... Fuck. What does that mean for the program that just won back-to-back national championships? It means we're here to stay. More recruitments, more 5 stars, more weapons on the outside, more linemen in the trenches will have their eyes on the Bulldogs, and it's already happening. Number 3 tight end in the class, Jaden Riddell, has already committed following Rayola's decision. Jeremiah Smith, the number 1 wide receiver in the country, is an Ohio State verbal commit, just like Rayola was before he flipped to the Dogs. Smith's recruitment is still open, though, as he said he's taking it day by day. Plus, He just made his second official visit to Georgia this summer, and to add even more to that, Raiola recently organized a private workout with several UGA commits and several other elite wide receivers, including Alabama commit Ryan Williams. Raiola is all in on the Bulldogs, and he's taking it upon himself to recruit the guys he wants to play with. A guy like this, adding to the machine that Georgia has become, that is extremely scary for the rest of college football. If you are watching on YouTube, we have an audio-only version on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast. If you are listening to the podcast version already, we are also on YouTube, where we'll be making some different types of content in the future. Anything that can be classified as internet content is something that we could do someday. Like the Stardew videos that we had mentioned in the last episode,
We'll get around to them sometime.
like the Minecraft videos that we had mentioned before that, and like the videos that I had thought about in between these, that is scheming the offensive and defensive game plans for a college football team.
I will not be
Now,
partaking in that one.
now most people listening to this video will not give a single fuck because this video is about games, but this is in fact internet content, and anything that is on the internet, including sports, including games, including movies, including whatever the fuck you can think of, because it is in fact the internet, classifies as internet content. So I can make standalone videos, Landon can make standalone videos, we can make collaboration videos that are separate from the Internet Content with the Boys podcast itself, and that will all fall under internet content with the boys. If you want to watch those, that's cool. If you want to watch just the podcast, that's also cool. Because whatever you do, if you continue to support the show in whatever way you like, whether that's liking the video, subscribing, leaving a comment, whatever you want to do, we appreciate it. Or don't do anything. We appreciate you just for listening this far into the episode. You can send in topics or episode ideas at InternetContentPod@gmail.com, which is linked in the description. And you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at ICWithTheBoys, which hopefully I'll get to editing some more TikToks this weekend. I currently am on episode 3 in the TikTok editing, which tells you how far behind I am. But you know, work do be a happening. I only got the weekends. But the social links are also in the description. Thank you for listening, and we hope to see you again next episode.
I guess we can go play Crab Champions now.